All right, everybody, welcome. Happy Wednesday. We are here, another Insider's Edge call, and I'm here with one of our good friends, and she's going to be watching because we're doing a special PDF for her. And what she does is she does Disney. She's a Disney food expert. She dining at Disney.com, and so we're going to be putting together a PDF from scratch with AI that she can use, repurpose, sell it, whatever she wants to do with it. So we're going to put that together for her. And I want to bring you along on the journey so you can see it's not super challenging, but there's a couple of steps to it. So, grab a pad and paper and, hang tight because we're going to be flying pretty quick around here. And we're going to get to it. All right. So, the first thing we always have to do before we go into a project is we need to figure out what we're going to do. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about Disney tips, and she wants to focus on Disney food and wine. Is it food and wine? Yeah, food and wine, because that's the next. Okay, so if you're not a Disney fan, Disney does these things over at Epcot where they do like Festival of the Seasons, they do a spring festival, they do an arts festival, they do the Summer of Sweat festival, and then they'll do a food and wine festival, and it's that's their really big blowout, I think. Christmas and the holidays are great, but I think the food and wine festival is bigger, better, and they have musical guests come in. I think the concerts are better, but that's just me. That's my opinion. And so she wants to talk about some expert tips in a PDF, and it's not going to be stuff that you can readily find. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a combination of a bunch of different AI tools, and we're going to piece this together. And then I'm going to show you exactly what I would do because you're literally going to be watching me do this as we go live. All right. So grab some paper and a pen, quill, pencil, prick a finger, get some blood on it. I don't care how you take notes. You do you, Batman. And so sorry, that was kind of weird. So let me do this. I want to share my screen. And I was playing with this and I figured out what I was doing wrong. And it's operator error. You know, I, you learn how to do all these really cool things with AI, but it's the simple tools that screw you up. But let me go ahead and get started here. This is going to be weird. This is going to be like the infinity screen here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to come over to here. So you should be seeing Notebook LM right now. All right. And if you paid any attention to last week, you should have seen how I walked through. Um, I'm calling this up on my phone so I don't screw this up. I just want to make sure it looks good. Um, yeah, excellent. So you should have seen my breakdown of Notebook LM, but we're going to go through it again. I don't know if Chris has seen it, and if Kristen hasn't seen it, then probably a lot of you haven't seen it. But Notebook LM is part of all the labs that Google puts together. And if you have a Google account, you have Notebook LM. Um, if you wanted to pay for a service, I wouldn't choose ChatGPT. I've shared with you how to get Perplexity free for a year. I probably wouldn't pay for Claude unless you're doing like high end code and you wanted like Claude code and Claude co-work. But if you're doing that kind of stuff, you're probably not going to be in this group. You're probably going to be in a more advanced group. But if you wanted to invest $20, or I think if you have like a Google for Work or a Google Workspace, I think you get access to it. And the reason I say that is not just because of Notebook LM, it's because you also have access to Nano Banana 2. I think it's Nano Banana 2, or maybe we're at 2.5. I can't remember, but you get Nano Banana 2, which is insane image creation, and that's going to come in handy in a few minutes. So this might be a little long. I'm going to try to keep it really short. If you have questions, hit me up in the comments. Um, one little bit of housekeeping. we are making some changes to how we do things here in the school community. So everybody's going to have access to these all the time. So we're going to post these all around. And if you've clicked on the Insider's Edge and you're like, I don't want to pay for that. I get it. I totally get it. But we're going to make it open for everybody. We're going to repurpose a lot of that, and we're going to do some really cool things in the future. But for now, is what we're going to do. So let's get started. Notebook LM. No, what this allows you to do is create notebooks of information. So let's just say I don't think I have a Disney one yet. All right. So what I did, and this is kind of a recap of last week. I've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and include I'm dropping the Insider's Edge there as well. But the reason why these are all named AI is it groups folders together. Notebook LM does not yet have the ability to like I can't take all these folders and drop them in a folder, so I can have that kind of clean look. It's just gonna all look a little bit like gobbledygook right now, which for someone like me is driving me nuts. Um, but you can rename all of these, and you can give them tags so that you can kind of put them all together. But you'll notice I have like Zig Ziglar's mind, Jim Rohn's mind, Napoleon Hill, Hormozy, Hardy, Brunson, Myron Golden, Gary Vee. Now, all these guys are really big marketers and in the online marketing space, and so that's something that I'm really into. So what I did is I created folders. So let me show you what I would do. I would go to create a new folder, and if you're watching this, if you have the ability to have two screens, or you have an iPad, or you have a tablet, have me on one of the screens and then be able to work like on a laptop so you can kind of follow along. But when you click into a new notebook, we're just going to call this, whoop, we're going to call this Disney um, info. Okay. And when you get here, you can add sources. So you can upload files. So if you have files that you've downloaded and you want to upload them, or you can do websites and YouTube, which we're going to come back to that one in a second, or you can connect it to your Google Drive, considering it's Google. So whatever folder, I mean, excuse me, whatever account that you're in, hopefully is the same account that you're trying to pull all this information from. Good rule of thumb is if you have a business account, dump all of your business files in that account drive. So it makes this whole easier. So you're not trying to switch back and forth between, I got multiple Gmail accounts, so I'm constantly switching if I'm not careful. Um, or you can go somewhere and get a bunch of text, copy it, and drop it in. Let's say that you had a book on PDF. You could upload the PDF as well. So what you want to do is you want to get all this information together and put it into one notebook. Once it's in that notebook and you decide that you're ready, let's assume that there's a whole bunch of content on this side, and then you come down here and you start wanting to, you know, pull information from the information that you've collected. The thing about Notebook LM is if you type a prompt into here, it's only going to pull information from that notebook. So you put all this information into a notebook, and then you pull information from the notebook. And then you can even in Gemini, which if you're watching this and you don't know how to do it, I'll probably do a separate little video on that as well, because it's really cool. Because you can create like a newsletter or a blog post. You can put like you see all the notebooks that I have with the AI guys. Okay, so if I want to put an AI blog together, then what I can do is I want to talk about, people thinking that they're going to lose their jobs over 40, and so I can type into the prompt area right here. I could say I need a 750 word blog article talking about people who are worried that they're going to lose their jobs to AI and what they can do to fix it so that they don't get fired. Or I'd word it way better. Um, and instead of it going all out to the internet, it's only going to pull information from that notebook. So if I'm doing this in Gemini and I'm just trying to create, a social media post or a blog post, or I'm writing an article, I could take that information, dump it into Claude, clean it up a little bit, and then I can go in and really just work the thing that makes me special, my personality and the way I write and the way I talk. And I could do that. And then I have this article that is AI assisted, but it's still me at the end of the day. AI is not going to replace anyone who's a content creator unless you abdicate your content creation to the AI, and it's going to look like everybody else's junk. So, makes sense? If you're watching live and it makes sense, whoops, I'm sorry. If you're watching live and it makes sense, could you drop a thumbs up or yes in the comment section? That would be wunderbar because I am watching the comments. Let's see. He thinks. There we go. I am watching the comments. Yes, excellent. Okay. So we have a system where I'm going to be able to communicate with people. Excellent. Okay. Am I going too slow or too fast? Leave me a comment. If I'm going too slow, let me know. If I'm going too fast, let me know. Just right. Excellent. Awesome. All right. So you might be wondering to yourself, John, I want to put some information there, but I want to put it from sources like YouTube. Well, I'm glad you asked because if you come over here, yeah, if you're using Safari, this is going to be a little bit more challenging. And I'm sure there's probably some plugins or extensions that Safari has. Even though I'm an Apple dude, I still prefer Chrome for a lot of these things because A, it's what I'm most comfortable with, and B, Chrome extensions make my life muy bueno. There's a Chrome extension, and where is it? It's YouTube to NotebookLM, and you can go to the Chrome extension store or whatever they call it. You can go to Chrome and type in YouTube to NotebookLM, and it'll give you the extension. And once you get the extension and you upload it, then what happens when you go to YouTube? You're going to be able to do some really cool things. So let's just assume for right now we're going to do it the old way. So what I would do is I would go to this little website that I'm a big fan of, um, called Dining at Disney, because we're focusing on Disney content. And let's go look at all these videos. Excellent. That's the Disney food blog. That's not what I want. I got the wrong link here. Let's go to channel. That's what I'm doing wrong. I hate being silly. Channel. There we go. There it is. I'm not subscribed on this account for a reason. So look at these videos. There we go. Here's my buddy Kristen looking all suave and stuff, but she's already got some really great videos here. And let's say I want to put some things together about, let's just use this one. Every new food item at the 26th Flower and Garden Festival. Okay, this is really cool. And I'm going to mute this. I hope I just didn't screw me up. I don't want to hear the audio. There we go. So what I could do here is I could click share, copy the URL, come over to NotebookLM, add source. I know this is a lot of steps, so forgive me. And then click on websites. And then all I have to do is paste the video. And here's where the magic happens. When I hit insert, it's going to pull that YouTube uh, video in, and it's not going to watch the video. It's going to pull the translation, or not translation. It's going to pull the my brain is shutting off. It's going to pull the words off the video because all the videos have the oh, what is the word? If anybody knows me personally, and they know that this is a common occurrence, I have the brain of a squirrel half the time. Um, but anyway, it'll pull all the words from it because it can see the not translation, but transcription. There it is. Got it. The transcription. It pulls the transcription from your video and then dumps it here into Notebook LM. And it even gives you a quick little overview, and it gives you questions you might want to ask. So, if you're just trying to come up with some really cool content and you're a Disney person and you want to use this video as a source, you can type it in, or you can copy and paste, and it's only going to pull from that video. It's not going to pull it from the internet. Okay? So that's great. All right? Now here's the cool thing. Watch this. I'm going to go to Notebook LM. And because I've already created the notebook, I can hit choose notebook. Or if I don't have a notebook, I can create a notebook. So I'm going to choose notebook, and I'm going to say it's putting it in again. Okay. That's the quick way. Here's the crazy way. Okay. I'm going to go back up to the channel. And because that plugin or that extension's here, I can hit Notebook LM. Wait a minute, let me make sure I'm on videos. Hit Notebook LM. Hit Disney. Now watch this. It's pulling all of the videos in. Is that insane? If that's insane, type insane in the comments. Or if you don't think it's insane, that's fine too. That's insane. All right. So let me go back and show you my notebook while it's pulling this in. And this might take a second, but if you'll notice down here, I wish I could move. Yep, there we go. Notice down here, it's counting the sources. Depending on the length of their video, it'll only bring in 300 sources per notebook. Okay. Now, some of the videos, like the Alex Hormozy videos, the marketing guy, his videos are often like an hour, hour and a half. He's got like a 2 or a 3 or a 4-hour course that he put up on YouTube, and it pulled all that into it. The downside is it just takes up resources. So I don't have enough space for 300, but I have all the space I need to pull as many videos in as I can. I would have to create another folder, and hopefully I'd have to do it the old-fashioned way of pulling those individual files in. So took me 2 or 3 minutes, and I got 112 videos, and these go back a year, 2, 3, for as long as Dining at Disney's been putting video content out that's available on YouTube. We can pull it. Now, here's why this is so cool. Once I come to here, let me go back to my notebooks, and you'll see this should start making sense. So I'm into AI, right? So I've got Dan Martell, I am Paul James, Chris Lee, Paul J. Lipsky, Matt Wolf, Rob the AI guy, and Gore Moshe. All these AI guys, and I have all these different, really cool folders with just 300 sources. I ran out of space. I got 300 sources here. I got 298 sources here, 300, 300, 300. All of that information is in my notebook. So when I want to go pull information together, like through a search in Gemini, I can pull all that information together. So let me pull another source in. And I know Chris is watching, so please, I'm so sorry about having to do this, but I mean, they've been around forever, so how could I not? So Disney Food Blog is a big blogger. And so I'm going to hit, here's the thing. You need to hit videos. So all you're looking at is all the videos. And then you can hit add to the Disney info thing. And it's going to start pulling that information. Now, here's the thing. The first question you're probably asking yourself, especially if you're Christian watching this, you're like, oh, but John, isn't that all that stuff's going to be copyrighted? It's going to have the same thing. Yeah, there might be some information there that is overlapping between what you're posting and what another Disney blogger is posting, but you're not going to say it the exact same way. But the reality of the situation is most of the information that you're sharing is all coming from Disney. The thing that makes you special, the thing that makes your opinions important, and things that makes your insights so uh, vital to the content that you're putting out is you. So that's where the differences are going to be. So we've got all these resources. So I've maxed out my space already, 300 sources. So I've got all this information here based on these two amazing sites. And so your first question is now, well, what do we do with it? Okay, great. I'm glad you asked. Let's go to Gemini. Okay. And we're going to come to Gemini and I'm going to say, I need to add Notebook LM. And if I were doing an AI piece, I would click this one and this one and this one and this one and this one. You get the idea. And this one and this one. And it would only pull information from those folders. But we only got two. All right. So 602 sources. It's not all going to be about food and wine, but it's going to be a lot of information, and we'll see what we coming up with. Okay. So we're pulling from the Disney information. So I want to put, hang on, give it a go. You are a Disney parks uh, specialist, not socialist, specialist. You blog about Disney and have years of experience. Now, what did I just do? What I did is I gave it a role. You are a Disney parks specialist, you're a blogger, you're this, you're that. And by specialist, I use that word specifically because it's going to um, give it the expert role that it needs to be. Okay. Uh, Now here's the parameters. I want to create a PDF of um, insider facts about the 2026 Food and Wine Festival. It's not going to be a ton of information yet, but we're going to get there. Okay, this is a process. Remember, give me, let's say, 25 um, facts that I can build my PDF with. Okay, so it's just going to pull information from those notebooks. And granted, there's probably not a ton of information about the 2026 Food and Wine Festival, but all along the way, because we're talking about Epcot, it's probably going to pull some interesting facts. Now, is this all going to be gold? No, it's not, but we're not done yet. This is the downside of doing this in real time. So, do you have any questions so far? Does this make sense? This should be easy peasy because this is like the second or third time we've gone through Notebook LM. But Ultimate Foodie Guide to 2020. That's a nice intro, actually. As a Disney specialist who spends more time, again, we would probably change that out. 25 facts, expected dates. I guess the dates haven't technically been announced. Marketplace hours, advantage, weekday advantage. If you're a Disney person, you know that's God's honest truth. The trash can table, it's coveted place. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, gross. I would never eat off a trash can. At Disney, you would. It's probably cleaner than your own house. Souvenir passport. I mean, a lot of these things, if you're a Disney fan that you've been going to for years and years and years, you may already know. But this is good. Okay. So we're just going to scroll down. This is pretty good. This is good for first pass. So we're going to copy this response. And here's where we're going to get a little crazy. We're going to Yeah, put placemats on the trash cans. We don't. That's crazy. We're going to say take the oh geez, typing in front of people. Take these facts to create a list of information for a PDF I am creating to offer to my clients. Um, Based on your research, what are some additional facts and rumors you can find on the internet? Now, I'm just going to do, well, hang on. Let me do this. Let me paste that so I don't forget it. Now, this is where I'm just doing this. I will probably go back and do this a little bit cleaner and get a little bit more information because I promised that I would give this away on Facebook. So, what I would normally do is click deep research. The problem with clicking deep research right now is it'll take like 15 minutes, and who ain't nobody got time for that. Um, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to whoop. I'm going to there we go. That's pretty good. Survival warnings. Wow, that's pretty actually pretty good. Um, and it gives you options: family friendly, budget focused, luxury, VIP. That's pretty good. So I'm going to copy this now. That in and of itself is not horrible. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I mean, you'd have to read through it and see if it's really what you want to do. But what I want to show you now is I want to flip over to a different tool. So now what I want to do is I want to go over to Manus. Manus is a new AI that I've been spending a lot of time on, and it's powerful. It's very powerful. So I need um, more facts and rumors for my Disney. Oh, whoop, no, it's not Disney. It's Epcot Food and Wine Festival 2026 PDF. Here is what I have so far. Now, again, you might want to give it a roll. You might want to give it a little bit more context. A, I'm doing this pretty quick. B, this is kind of my process. I know it sounds crazy, but we've only been doing this for what, 20 minutes? And look how far we've come. So it's posted the original content here. And so what I'm going to do is just hit send and let Manus have a shot at it, because what Manus will do is it just is smarter than the other AI. Manus is a tool that a lot of businesses, especially if you really want to start digging into Manus, uh, Dan Martell is huge on Manus. You can do things with a paid subscription to Manus that you could offload a ton of your busy work and it'll do it for you. And you don't have to worry about like the AI making decisions without your consent. Um, Claw. No, there's a Claw AI that just came out that everybody was working with, and then we got Cowork, and then Perplexity just came out one. But the problem is that some of these new higher end AI that people are going out and buying, Mac Minis and installing this on, the programs are running on their own and making decisions on their own. It's like I see this tool that you could really use to streamline your business. So I'm going to go buy it. Well, it doesn't matter that it's $5,000. I've got access to your credit card, so I'm just going to go buy it and install it. So that would be a bit of a problem. So this is pretty good. This is not bad. Let's see, where did it go? Why is this Epcot Food and Wine Insider pasted content? Okay, I just need to make sure that we're done. Task complete. There we go. So this is what it came up with. This is designed for travel professionals. I don't know how I came up with that. That's not right. And Disney enthusiasts looking for most up to date facts. Um, but you see how much more professional, I hate to say it, much more professional this looks. Now we literally could take this and just literally take this and run with it and keep it and use it. This looks good enough to be a PDF. So I'm going to download it so I can keep it. So if that's kind of what you were thinking of, type yes or no, and if there's something else that I should be focusing on, kind of give me a little bit of direction in the chat really quick, if you wouldn't mind, Kristen. But I'm not done yet, so keep that in mind. Yeah. Yeah, that's next. Yes, but with graphics. Okay, cool. Excellent. So this is gonna blow your mind. This is gonna be great. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is actually pretty good. You know, um, when it comes to selling something like this, you would want to definitely go through and change a few things, clean it up just a bit. Um, I can go back in and have it redo this and make sure it takes out the travel professionals because this is not going to be geared for travel professionals. It's going to be for people taking vacations and Disney fans. And if you wanted to do something where you could like turn around and use it for a monetary like a digital product, we're still early in the game, so we're only in March. Give it another month, maybe. Um, the other thing you could do if you wanted to put together a guidebook, then you could take this, flesh out a few more things. You would just do another iteration, either in Manus or either in Perplexity, whichever one you want, and just get more information. And then what I would do is drop it into Claude and say, okay, I need this to be fleshed out, and I want this to be, whatever book size you're looking for, and just give it, kind of an idea of how many pages that you want, and you can flesh it out that way. Um, and then once you're happy with all the information and you've gone through and you've massaged it you've added your personality and your insights and your wisdom and all of that, then what I would do is I would come over to gamma.app. Now, have you heard of Gamma in the chat? Have you heard of Gamma? Give me a yes or a no. Okay, cool. So is Gamma is the AI if you're wanting to do presentations and well, actually, I could do a couple different things. I'm going to show you Gamma, and then I'm going to show you another couple things we can do with the with NotebookLM before we get you out of here. But Gamma, you can take and build documents like presentations, that kind of thing. And the downside of this, like for this example, the amount of cards I can create at one time is 10 because I don't have a paid account, but it's really not that expensive. I think uh, if I refer a friend, I can get more, or I can do an upgrade. Yeah, it's only $12 for plus, and you can create up to 20 cards per prompt. I mean, that's 20 pages is a long PDF, but 10 is short. I think 15 probably would be better, but that's just me. So let's create a new Gamma. Now, let me go back and explain. Gamma.app. You don't want to create a new with AI, or do you? Let me see here. Yeah, here we go. Uh, because when you're working with the AI, you're going to be able to um, generate images. But look, you can generate. slides or a presentation or a document just from a prompt, or you can copy and paste text, you can create from a template, or you can do what we're going to do, which is upload it from a file. So let me see here. Epcot Food and Wine Festival guide. And we're going to let that upload. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take all the words, and it'll probably shift some things around, and you have to create a theme. So it'll give you options for themes. You kind of create kind of the look that you're wanting. We'll see what we have here. We're going to create a document, because we're not going to create a presentation or a web page or social media post, although you can. And then we're going to hit create. And while I'm in here, um, let's just get rid of that line. It's just bugging me. Okay. So let's just say you want to, let's see, where's the themes at? View more themes. Here we go. So let's see what we got. Some of these are really not pretty. Um, but it's Disney, so I kind of have a feeling I know what I'm looking for. It won't be dark, it'll be light. Oh, let's just go with this one for now. Oatmeal. Yeah, let's just go with this for now. That's not horrible. Um, Again, we can go back in and um, change the colors as much as we want. Let's say select the theme. All right, so we've selected this theme. It will create AI images, and we want them to be photo. Extra keywords: Disney, Epcot, Walt Disney World. Now, this will be interesting because I don't know what's going to happen because I've never done anything that had anything like this with IP in it. But we're going to see what it looks like. Let me see if I can. Yes, you can. You can put your own photos in here as well. That's where you'd probably take the PDF that we downloaded, and you would probably put it into an editor like Word or Google, and just paste it in, and then put your own images on top of it, and then save that. This is just a time saver. I'm just showing you this so that you have some understanding that there's options out there if you just need a quick and dirty fix. What I'm going to do for you will be a little bit more custom. Okay. So let's see what happens when we generate. Now, again, it's only going to do 10 pages, so it's going to try to cram all that information into 10 pages, which I don't think should be that big of a deal. Do not like that. I try not to get too wigged out when I see it doing things, because I know that it's going to go another couple passes and then it'll look better. But I can already tell I don't like that calendar. That's pretty cool. That's putting some stuff together. I don't like that it kept the little icons like the let me go here. So we're finished. I didn't like that it kept like this. I don't like that at all. So let's see what I can do here. I need this in a 8.5 by 11 inch size. That is amazingly like Walt Disney World. That's Magic Kingdom, I think. That's not Epcot. We can fix that. But you kind of go, excuse me, you kind of get where I'm getting at. I don't know where that's at. but it's also trying to stay. Oh, that is ugly. Oh, that's ugly. That is very ugly. I need a better representation of a calendar. What? Tation of a calendar. So you see these little buttons here, edit with the agent. So it's giving you, here we go. That's not great, but we'll take it for now because this is just a, you know, so it kind of presenter view. So this is kind of what this is going to look like. Just this is just a first pass. Um, this is literally not supposed to be the finished product, but you see where I'm coming from as far as why is this not. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, yeah, we don't need that. There we go. So this certainly needs changing. But as far as how this looks, just you get the idea. And even if this is not something you want to stay with, it certainly gives you some ideas. You could take it, drop it into, and this is what I often do because what'll happen is you're not going to be able to see it, but right in the little corner here, there'll be a little icon that says gamma. I take it, dump it into Drive, and then I start monkeying with it. I get this to like 60%, and then I'll drop it into to Drive, open it up in a Google document, and then I'll just go crazy with it. That's what I'll do. All right. So that's it in a nutshell. You've got a couple different options there. If that's helpful, drop a yes in the comments because I want to show you one other little quick tool. I'm gonna have to create. No, let me do this here. Let me get rid of Club 33. Nobody wants that. All right, I'm going to add another source. Okay, add source, and we're going to upload a file, and it's going to be this file. And what was that called? Epcot. What was that file called? Oh, that's YouTube. Where's the PDF? Oh, and here's the other thing. I'm so glad this happened. This is perfect. So it says we've got 300 sources. So there's when you roll over here, you get the little three things, and you can remove all failed sources. Because one little funny thing, peculiar thing that NotebookLM does is it not only pulls the video, it also tries to pull the information from if we're using vidIQ or one of the other video tools, it sometimes tries to pull that information over. So if your whole channel that you're pulling information from has a bunch of vidIQ stuff in it, it's going to try to pull it in. So you're going to every time you try to pull videos in, you're going to have to you're just going to have to get rid of all that extraneous stuff. And I think it just took the what is the name of that? What was the name of the file? Epcot Food Wine 2026. Where did it go? There it is. All right, so this is where this gets really cool. So we're going to deselect all the sources except for the information that we just created with Perplexity and Manus. Okay, so it's the only thing we have here. So I've not spent a lot of time over here in the studio. Once you're comfortable with the document, I would re-upload the document into NotebookLM. And I understand that, you guys probably do a podcast or a video cast, but if you wanted something to try to fill some space, let's say you got sick and couldn't put an audio thing out or couldn't put a video thing out, you can do an audio overview where you can do a deep dive, you can do a brief, you can do a critique, you can do a debate. So it'll give you two voices debating the information back and forth, or it'll just give you one voice doing the deep dive, the brief, or the critique. And you can pick short, long, or a default size. And then you can even give it parameters. Like, I only want you to focus on the Eat to the Beat series. Now, if you don't have a lot of content there, you may want to, you know, bolster that up before you try to do one of those things. But that is just phenomenal. I know people who are literally doing these and just uploading them straight as podcasts. And if you really, really wanted to do something cool, then what I would suggest is, and this is where it gets scary. I've actually done this a couple times. Um, what I would do is, if you had like a voice clone, like at 11 Labs, um, I can point you to a video where a guy walks through the process of putting your voice on the audio overview, and then you can replace your voice with one of the voices. So you're literally having a conversation with an AI, but because your voice is an AI, two AIs are having a conversation about whatever you're talking about, and those AIs are not real. And it blows my mind when you stop and think about it. But the cool thing is, you can do an infographic, and we've tried to do infographics here before. Let's see, let's do this one. Let's do a concise one. It won't take that much time. So we're going to let it work. But you could also do a slide deck. Let's say that are you get the PDF and you get invited to go speak somewhere, and you just want to talk about what's going on at Food and Wine Festival. Or let's say you do a video and you want to really focus on that. It could do a slide deck for you, and the slide deck will have images and information behind you. So you literally could just sit there, sprout off all the wisdom and knowledge that you already have about the event that's going on, and then you can have a slide deck behind you, and then you can give the slide deck away. Or if you really wanted, you could, and this is where it gets crazy. Let's say that you are really, really wanting to do like a digital product, okay, and you want to sell this for like $7.99, $8.99. What I would do is do the product and sell it for like $5.99, and then I would do an upsell. Say, hey, if you want a slide deck showing this that you can share, and you could really gear this towards other travel people if you wanted, or you could do an infographic, or you could do the audio overview or video overview. If you didn't feel like doing the video overview yourself, you could have the audio long form. Um, my brain just went off. Deep dive. You do a long form deep dive with audio. You can sell that along with a video talking about the information in the PDF, and then you could do a mind map if you really wanted to, because people are taking mind maps and doing all sorts of really cool stuff. Or you could just do a quick little infographic. I already got one going. So you can have all this really cool stuff. And then if you didn't feel like going through and creating it yourself, you could generate a data table. You take all the information inside of that PDF and create those three things and upsell it for another $7 or $8. So you went from $6 a product to you upsell them to 12 or $15. Or you can do it in any combination. Okay. So let's see what the strategy guide. So this is I guess the deck. Now, is it Disney? No, but you get the idea. Um, was this the info piece? Oh, I guess so. Insider strategy, projected dates, use Communicore for climate control. Uh, Gyoza of the Galaxy anchor. Interesting. Avoid the October 1st crowd spike. This would be, a cool little, boom. Here's a very quick overview of some of that. I didn't know what it was going to put. I didn't put any parameters on it. So I'm literally just discovering this and going, wow, that's interesting. And then I can go back and say the content is good or the content is bad and let it have another shot at it. And then let's see what the data table pulled together. Oh my. So you've got all that information and it pulled this into a data table. Holy cow. Um, so all the information that you found is in a data table that you can put into um, Google Drive and have it, and you can repurpose that however you want to. You literally could use that for your social media stuff. Jeez. There are times when I do these kind of things, and I'm even blown away about what it can and can't do. Let's see what a slide deck does. I don't want detailed. I want short. I don't know how long this will take, but we're going to see what it does. But you see how this is just one item. And granted, we've gone out and we've sourced the material from YouTube videos. We can go out and find source material as soon as Disney comes out with stuff. Now, the cool thing that you can also do is you can go to Disney's news site and you can take the link to the news site, unless you have to do a password. Anything that's open has no problem with. So you can't go behind a protected paywall or a security wall, but anything that's open, it can pull information from. The downside is the moment you copy the link and you paste it in a NotebookLM, that is a snapshot. So let's say you do it on March 15th, and then you go back to it 2 months later, and there's all this new material there, and you're like, wow, there's all this stuff. I've got it in NotebookLM, and then you run the whatever information you're trying to pull from it, and then you realize none of that new information is here. That's because it's not adding the new information. You have to go back to the source, pull the link again for the URL, paste it in again, and then it'll pull all the new information. Right. Um, I'm trying to give this thing time, so hopefully we can see it before we get out of here. But do you have any questions? I know I went really, really fast. Um, I need to do some breakdowns of some specific things that I talked about, and I'll probably get to that on YouTube, and then I'll share them inside of the membership as well. You can always leave me a comment if you have questions. I was really kind of hoping those slides would come out, but let's just go with no. All right. Let me do this without stop sharing. All right. So that's it, guys. I hope that you got something out of it. I appreciate you guys being here. Those of you who are watching the replay, hit me up if you have questions, if I went too fast, or if you need me to re-explain something. The only downside about having these things at 7 o'clock at night is because I'm on the downward spiral of my long day. But I hope you got a lot out of it, and I promise you, I will go back and do a better job of PDF. But until more information comes out, um, you know, it, I'll send me the link that you have in your drive, and I can use that as a source, and then I'll redo a new file of just your stuff, and then I'll go out and search across the internet. So that way we'll keep everything as clean as possible. If that makes sense. So send me that link, and that'd be great. But other than that, my friends, I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you stay curious, that you take action, and start playing with some of these AI tools. They're really incredible. And it was good to see you guys. Good chatting with you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful night. And I will see you next time.